So I want to be real with you guys for a second. And I'm not trying to be an alarmist or engage in hyperbole, but I just want to keep it real. And this is not good. Like, Kash Patel was just confirmed to be the director of the FBI. Kash Patel has vowed out loud in public to go after journalists who, in his mind, helped Joe Biden rig elections that we know were not rigged. Donald Trump had many opportunities to prove that these elections were rigged. Republicans had many opportunities to prove that these elections were rigged. They never proved it. But Kash Patel has vowed to go after journalists and regular people, he says, who spread misinformation, according to him, that led to the elections being rigged. That is not good. It is not good that someone who has the backing and the strength of the FBI is talking about going on a tour to get back at people for things that are not true. And if you don't believe that he said that, here it is.
Criminal prosecutions. Kash, I know you're probably going to be head of the CIA. But do you believe that you can deliver the goods on this in a pretty short order the first couple of months so we can get rolling on prosecutions?
Yes, we got the bench for it, Bannon, and you know those guys. I'm not going to go out there and say their names right now so the radical left-wing media can terrorize them. But, excuse me, the one thing we learned in the Trump administration the first go-around is we got to put in all America patriots top to bottom. And we got them for law enforcement. We got them for intel collection. We got them for offensive operations. We got them for DOD, CIA, everywhere. And the one thing we will do that they never will do is we will follow the facts and the law and go to courts of law and correct these justices and lawyers who have been prosecuting these cases based on politics and actually issuing them as lawfare. We will go out and find the conspirators, not just in government, but in the media. Yes, we're going to come after the people in the media who lied about American citizens, who helped Joe Biden rig presidential elections. We're going to come after you. Whether it's criminally or civilly, we'll figure that out. But yeah, we're putting you all on notice. And Steve, this is why they hate us. This is why we're tyrannical. This is why we're dictators, because we're actually going to use the Constitution to prosecute them for crimes they said we have always been guilty of, but never have.
And we know they're not going to use facts or the Constitution. They're going to use the people that they've put around Donald Trump, the yes men who will never question anything Donald Trump says. They're going to use them and the judicial system that Donald Trump has already stacked in his favor. This is not good. The director of the FBI just confirmed, Kash Patel, is saying that he and the FBI will go after members of the media as well as regular people who they say helped Joe Biden rig elections, a lie that we all know is a lie that has never been proven. Again, I'm not trying to be an alarmist or engage in hyperbole, but this is not good. I mean, and when I talk about them putting people around Donald Trump, yes men who won't question him, this administration in 2025 right now is completely different from what we saw in 2016. In 2016, there were some guardrails. Now, those are gone. Donald Trump knows who's going to be 100% loyal to him and who isn't. And he put those people in place, the people who are just like your crazy uncle and your cousin on Facebook who are in this cult that they don't question Donald Trump. They think he's the best thing ever. I mean, listen to Howard Lutnick. He is the Secretary of Commerce. Listen to him almost choke up while he is professing his love and devotion to Donald Trump.
First, I'd like to thank you, President Trump. It is the greatest honor to work for you, to be with you, to carry your name, your leadership, and your flag throughout the world. The press has no idea who the gentleman to my left is. They portray him in all sorts of ways, but I know him as the smartest, most thoughtful, and most intuitive person I've ever met. And it's amazing to be in this room and to work for him.
I mean, this guy just tried to put on an Oscar-winning performance to gain Donald Trump's approval. He literally stood up there and started to choke up or pretended to choke up while saying Donald Trump is the smartest, most intuitive, most thoughtful person that he knows. A guy that age who makes it to being the Secretary of Commerce says that Donald Trump is the smartest person he knows or he's ever met. High school kids, grade school kids, look at Donald Trump, listen to him speak, and they don't think he's one of the smartest people out there. Like, my goodness, this is what's required of these people in order to be in Donald Trump's circle. And if you need any more proof of how bad this is, and again, not trying to be an alarmist, but we need to know the real shit, period. We need to know it. Here's the deal. I pay attention to what Donald Trump says. I pay attention to his mannerisms and the way he treats members of the press and people around him. So when a member of the press asks him a question and he says, "Who do you work for?" And then they say ABC News and he says something like, "Yeah, I thought so," or "Yeah, that's why." That should scare the shit out of you. Because personally, I think there are serious reasons why he's asking these types of questions and acting this way when they answer these questions.
Members of Congress in red districts are facing pushback from voters in town halls. We know that Americans voted for you on immigration and the economy, but these voters say they're angry and frustrated by these firings. They don't like the work of Elon Musk and these other actions. What do you say to them?
Who do you work for?
I work for ABC News, sir.
Who?
ABC News.
No wonder. let me just tell you that I have today the highest poll numbers I've ever had. I have today the highest poll numbers of any Republican president ever. We haven't even checked the Democrats, but that's what I was just told. And they like the job that we're doing. They like the job that Elon's doing. He's doing something that a lot of people wouldn't have the courage to do.
First of all, he's lying about his approval ratings, and he and Elon Musk aren't doing anything that people wouldn't have the courage to do. What they are doing is stealing from us. But more importantly, I think the reason why he's asking her who she works for is because I believe he's making a list. Think about it for a second. The people that he's putting around him right now are full-on loyalists, 100% loyalists who will not question any decision that he makes. He has Howard Lutnick, who's out there basically putting on a show, pretending to choke up and professing his love and devotion for Donald Trump. And then he has Kash Patel, who's the director of his FBI, who has already vowed to go after members of the media. Then you couple that with the fact that they took the AP and they don't allow them to come into the Oval Office and ask questions because they won't go along with calling the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of America to appease Donald Trump. So I think what he's trying to do is get to a point where there are no people inside of there, no members of the media who question him. I think he wants to get rid of the ABCs, the CNNs, the CBSs, and he wants to fill that room with people from Fox News, OAN, Newsmax, and other outlets like that that are only going to ask him softball questions or set him up to tell these lies and never question it. Right now, you have members of the media who will at least ask him questions that are non-biased, who will at least ask him to clarify things that they've heard him say. The second he's able to just get rid of those people that are speaking against the things that he says or they're questioning the lies that he's telling, he is now going to be able to completely control the narrative, right? He controls the narrative. He has people around him who won't question the narrative. He has put people in positions of power, leaders of the DOJ, the CIA, and the FBI, who won't question his authority either and will go along with everything that he does. I think there's a list of members of the media, news outlets out there that have a target on them. And here's the thing. Sometimes you guys ask, what's the solution? Right now, I don't have a good one. I think the best thing right now is that we look out for each other. I think we pay attention. I think some of your favorite content creators, some of your favorite news outlets are going to see themselves being targeted. Maybe having their content suppressed, maybe having their pages taken down. I just think shit's about to get bad. I really do believe this, and I've thought about it a lot over the last few days. My biggest fear was that Kash Patel was going to be confirmed. And then he was. This guy is nothing but a Trump loyalist who really does believe that they need to go after people who they think crossed Donald Trump. Shit's getting bad. I'm thinking about it a lot, and I'm trying to come up with solutions of what the American people can do to stop this. Democrats in Congress need to stand the hell up right now for the American people. People themselves need to be more diligent, more aware of what's going on around them, because if you choose to just sit in a bubble, right, and say, hey, that doesn't affect me, this is when we really have problems. We got to look out for each other. We got to make sure we are contacting Democratic members of Congress and letting them know that they need to start standing up. No more freaking, standing outside of buildings and talking about stuff. It's time to take real action at this point. Real action, legislation, whatever it takes to make sure that these people don't do what I think they're getting ready to do. I mean, listen, I'm just trying to be as honest as I can with you guys, because I think that, again, we fucked around. We're finding out shit's about to get real. Once again, I appreciate you guys supporting my channel. We're over 98,000 subscribers right now. Please keep liking. Please keep sharing. Please keep subscribing. Please keep paying attention to independent, pro-democracy media like myself, like Tennessee Brando, Midas Touch Network, Brian Tyler Cohen, Harry Sisson, Tabitha Speaks. Pay attention to all of these people, because we are all we have. That's honesty. Period.
Don't want no enemies or ops. Envy in their heart, I tell them stop. Vacation on the yacht.